Hi there, I'm Grayson Davis, your #1 source of real fake news, ever since I said so. Now, you might be wondering, what's on the program tonight? Well, have I got a juicy story for you, because today we're going over the American government class. Now, you might be wondering, who runs the American government class? Well, that would happen to be Liz Norrell. And that's a Norrell with 1 R and 2 L's. Trust me, you will need that, you will need to know that. Now, you might be wondering, Grayson, I already know everything about this class. Well, I'm just here to tell you some of the things that might be useful to you when you're taking this class and what I personally learned on the way on this journey. So, the first thing I'd like to talk about is the main book that you'll be reading for your assignments. The main book you'll be reading for your assignments is Fault Lines in the Constitution. Now, you may be wondering, Grayson, that sounds like the most boring book that I've ever looked at, and let me tell you, it is not the most boring book that I've ever read. Because, unlike a whole bunch of other books, this one actually tries to tell you how this sort of stuff is useful in a real-time setting. So it'll start out by giving you a story about what happens in the Constitution, and then it'll go to the framers of the Constitution, which will be even more hilarious because they keep arguing with each other because they're a group of rich people most of the time. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, fault line, schmalt line. Where do I put in my time and my effort into taking quizzes and such? Well, those quizzes and such are actually very helpful because they're a fill-in-the-blank question. It's not just a, do you know this and do you know that? You actually have to retain information and use it in a way and format it in a way that you can actually tell somebody about it and how it's useful to you. Now, you might also be wondering, Grayson, how can I cry the most in this class on a daily basis? And may I introduce to you Just Mercy. Just Mercy is actually an incredibly sad book that made me actually really emotional multiple times. It's really good though. You should read it. Or as I like to call it, Just M, because there's a rental tag in front of it. Because we know I'm professional. Anyways, you might be wondering yourself, how does this book help me in a real-life basis? Well, it tells you to get ingrained in the societal politics of people who are in jail, and how they were incarcerated, and how maybe they were incarcerated for the wrong reasons, and that you should always look into both sides of the story before you give a definite answer of when to send people to jail and when to not send people to jail based on the evidence and statistics that you have. I know that's a lot to take in, but trust me, it's really not, and you'll probably be sad by the end of the day. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Grayson, I remember you during the Supreme Court moot hearing. And let me tell you, that is entirely correct, because I said nothing. But I did program a lot of the stuff, and I formatted a lot of it, with the help of my fellow students, who are actually very good at their stuff that they were doing, even with all the exams coming up. And it really taught me to really speak out and reach out, and do a lot with teamwork and such. So that is one life goal that I've learned. But overall, the life goal that I've learned is that you should always be invested in something that you're learning. If you're not invested in something that you're learning, and you're not learning stuff outside of what you're learning, then you're probably not going to care about it, much like I don't usually care about things that I try to learn and I don't really care about outside of class. So that's always a benefit that I'm looking forward to. If you have anything to take away from this, it's that this class is really excellent, and Liz Norrell has structured it very well to help you in every way possible. It's really hard to fail this class, I'm serious, like you have to try to fail this class. But if you do your work and you put your time in, then it's definitely an effort that I suggest that you should do.